How many of us have heard of the NMD, or the National Missile Defense System? Both national and foreign politicians have agreed that the NMD is vital in protecting our country against enemy attack. Complete with its own set of ballistic missiles, interceptor missiles, radar, and more, it is well equipped to intercept any incoming attack before it can land. And as we look at this complex system that has been developed over the decades, we know that it has gone through multiple improvements to reach the state that it is in now. It may not be perfect, but it does its job and protects us well. But did you know that there's an even more ingenious missile defense system all around us? One that has been designed to perfectly defend itself against the biggest missile ever, at least relatively speaking? Now, you must be wondering what I'm talking about. But let me ask you a question first. Have you ever wondered how a butterfly survives? If you just look at their wings, they are incredibly thin. The thickest of wings would be around 200 nanometers, which is about as thick as a soap bubble. If that's the case, how do butterflies survive the raging missile storms of a rainy day? After all, raindrops fall at speeds of 22 miles per hour. And while that doesn't feel too bad for us, each droplet would bombard the little butterflies with a tremendous amount of force. If we were to scale it to human proportions, each droplet would feel like a bowling ball falling right on your head. That would hurt quite a bit. So how do these butterflies survive these terrifying missiles of water falling from the sky? Let's take a deeper look at the ingenuity of God's design in the BMD, the Butterfly Missile Defense System. When we dive into the microscopic level of butterfly wings, what we first see is that the wing itself is not silky smooth as we might think. In fact, they are covered by hundreds and hundreds of tiny rough bumps. When a raindrop hits these bumps, the single large droplet explodes into dozens of tinier, less impactful droplets. So, instead of these bowling balls of water punching a hole straight through the butterfly's wing, the force is spread out over the entire span of the wing. But wait a minute, it's great that there's no harm done to the wings, but there's still water on the wings themselves. What happens when this water begins to collect and pool together? Wouldn't it weigh down the butterfly and prevent it from flying? Or worse yet, it could also steal heat from the butterfly's small, cold-blooded insect body. If that were the case, without any source of heat on a cold, rainy day, the butterfly would likely freeze to death, right? Not exactly. When we dive past the microscopic range into the even tinier nanoscopic range, what we find are wax structures. The wings themselves are stitched together to mirror the properties of wax. And we all know what happens when we drop water onto wax. It flows right off. In the same way, butterfly wings absorb the force of the water droplets and simply allow them to drip right off. Now, how amazing is that? Creation is so cool. So let us marvel at the personal, thoughtful, and intentional design of God. Evolution says that these engineering miracles were developed over millions of years of slow mutations and adaptations until it reached the point that it is at now. However, if these bumps were just a bit too small, or if there were any less of them, or if these wax structures were incomplete, then every single butterfly would simply perish from one passing storm. There wouldn't even be a chance for butterflies to evolve before they were all wiped out. Yet, reality shows us that God created all things according to their kind, including these beautiful fluttering insects. He designed them with such beauty and also prepared them individually for survival. Let us marvel then at the creative ingenuity of the BMD system and consider how the Lord has so thoroughly designed even the smallest of insects. So often we see them flutter by, and maybe we give them a look for a second or two before quickly moving on. That which we so easily disregard, the Lord has given much attention to, and it is so humbling to consider His personal care towards every part of creation. That's all we have time for today, but we hope that butterfly wings can cause you to praise our amazing God because creation is cool, But the creator is even cooler. See you next time!